everybody, this is Troy from Country Wood Products. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I measure the moisture content in the wood that I have in the firewood. You often hear me talking about the percentage moisture in the wood, and I won't sell anything without quoting the moisture content in it. I won't let it go if it doesn't have the right moisture. I have sold wood at 30% moisture, but with the notice that it'll take such and such time to dry based on the weather and the time of year it is, I'm going to let you know that this isn't ready to burn yet. I'm not going to sell it to somebody when it's not ready to burn. We went out and got a nice haul of wood, 2-face cord of dead standing oak, but it looked suspiciously not long dead, and my suspicions were correct because it's a lot more wet than what I had hoped, because I have to fill an order. It looks good, all right, outwardly it looks really good and dry and ready to go, and I mean that looks beautiful, but I noticed it just felt a little heavy. It's even cracking since we cut it and brought it in. It's already drying, and it'll dry fast, but the weight of it just felt off. And when you handle enough firewood, you'll start to notice the weight. And so I got out the meter, started testing, and sure enough, it's way too high to sell anytime soon. I just can't do it. I won't do it. So let me show you this actually. This is my moisture meter that I use. It's Pruster. I'll put the link down below. It's I got it on Amazon, and it's serving me well. This is the one I'm using right now, and the top comes off. It does take some pressure to get the lid off. All right, and then you've got a very simple power button right here. Press it. Okay, and then there's the mode. I use mode C for the hardwoods, and it's got everything listed here actually, the different modes on here. And then you could also go A. We got here walnut, teak, afromosia. And then B is white poplar and some weird odd thing. And then C is Luan, ash, and elm. Now elm is, I know elm, we have slippery elm here, and it's a pretty hard wood. So, and then D is basswood and larch pine. Anyway, I'm going with C right now, and we'll check this one. Now this here looks good on the outside, but it was on the ground, or it got rained on, I'm sorry, it got rained on overnight, so it looks a little damp. But on the inside, it doesn't look bad either, right? But when I push this in here, and how you test the moisture on wood, is you press those prongs in nice and deep. And we've got a shocking and disappointing 31.7%. That is way too high to sell. No way I can sell it anytime soon. Also, this is a fresh cut. You got to use a fresh cut, a fresh edge. You cannot use an edge that's been open to the air, because it'll be dry. It'll be a false result. This piece is actually not so bad. 20.7, right on the fresh cut lip. Not so bad, because anything under 20 can be burnt in a wood stove. 20.7. So that one I'm going to put aside because it'll be drier quicker. That'll be ready to go quicker. I'm putting the drier ones over there. Here's a piece. Feels a lot lighter. That's up near the top of the tree, which is usually lighter. Press it into that fresh cut. Sure enough, 18%. So another few days in the sun and that one's going to be ready to go out too. Anything under 20 can be burnt in the wood stove. Over that, it's not going to go. This one already feels like 30%. Press it in there. Oh, 40.5%. And again, you want to get a fresh split. I just split this open. Just fresh cut, just fresh split. This one you can feel is heavy. Check it in a couple different spots. 30.8 to get a good reading. Here's 27.2. That's why it can be very misleading. 38.5. Depending on how deep, 39, So you can press it in deep and you get a good measurement on there. That one is absolutely not good anytime soon. Now I have here from another load that we did. This one looks drier, and I just split this again today. This one looks better and feels lighter. 23.7. Oops, get that in there. 23.7, 0.9. Okay, so it's closer to being dry, but not quite yet. Let's take you over to some that I know is dry and compare. Now here I've got some pine, so I'm going to set this onto the pine setting. Turn it on, and pine is mode D, so I hit the mode 3 times to get into D. Now, pine is really easy to press into. I know this is dry, but pine, you can press this in really good and deep. And here we've got 18% on this one. It's been wet, really wet recently, so this has sucked up some moisture. It was about 7% not long ago. That one's really wet right on the edge. Oh, I can feel it. Yeah, there's an example where the end right here where the water's been dripping down, I can feel it, is really wet. That's 65% right here, right where it's been sitting in the water. Let me pick a piece that's been drier. Oh wow, I can feel the light weight of that, how dry that is. Press it in there, and we've got 20% right here in the meter on that. Again, it has been pretty wet weather. I can see some moisture on the bottom. We've had some pretty brutal weather. This has not been covered, so it is sucking up some moisture. But we got good weather coming, so hopefully it'll dry again nicely. But it just gives you an idea of the different types of wood and the different moisture contents. This is 20. A couple more days and that'll be ready to go again. I got some poplar. It's a whole different type of wood. Let's try that. So according to this, poplar is setting B. So I'm just going to jam one into the N here. This has been sitting around a long time. 17%. It's generally better to get inside though. You really want to get inside because the outer edge is going to show you a false reading. But I'm just demonstrating how the meter works right now. So I'm not looking for accuracy right now, just demonstrations. Push that in there. Here we got an 18. There we got a 19, and I got that one in deep. Now again, best is to take a piece out. Really best is to get a fresh, clean edge, all right? But for demonstration purposes today, we're just showing how the meter works and how I test. Imagine I just split this open, right? And I'll jam that in this edge. And there we got 18% on the poplar. Now, make sure you got the right readings on here and the right settings. And it says right here A, B, C, and D. It does have the listings on here, and in the instruction manual that comes with it, it tells you which type of wood you should, which setting you should use for the various species of wood. Here's some wood. Actually, this has been exposed. I can see where it has absorbed moisture. Now, this is going to be crazy high. I'm going to jam it right in where it's the wettest, right here. It's going to be really high. What do we got? 80%. I can see the water. This has been absolutely exposed here, and I harvested it. It was wet when I harvested this wood, so that is really bad. Here I've got a 19 though, where it's been more under the cover of the tarp. So here's a 17. So if I had had this covered, this wood would be ready to go. But sadly it got exposed to the elements, and that is quite wet. I'll get it covered up again and it'll be ready in another week. Now here's a pile where I put the stuff that really needs to sit a while. I'm going to go to the setting for oak. I just split this open an hour ago. 28. Not really as bad as I thought it would be. So this will go on a pile that'll be ready in a couple weeks. Not bad at all, really. 28 is not that bad. This one is heavy. I can feel it's heavy. This one is 36. 35, 36%. Does that show up? That one's really bad. So all of these are going to get stacked in a pile for later. This one I just cut, I could feel it was pretty heavy. That's a fresh cut. Oh, that's actually 20%. That's a surprise. It felt heavy, just dense. That one's 22. That's a surprise. Happy I checked that. So you can see this is a really valuable tool in the wood yard for firewood processing. But also, if you're a firewood buyer, you should get one of these, have it on hand to check the moisture content of your firewood and make sure you're not getting cheated when you're buying from someone. Because a lot of times you get your wood and it doesn't burn well. Check it with this and you might find out that it's too wet. Anything over 20, you shouldn't be burning in your wood stove. So I'll put the link down below, guys. Go ahead and get one for yourselves. Please like this video and subscribe. Watch for cool and exciting videos to come.